Hi, I'm Andrew Flintoff. Everyone calls me Freddie, and I'm going to take you through the highs and lows of my 2003 season. The start of 2003 was all about the World Cup. Not the easiest of times, but I always remember 3 games in particular. The first few days of the World Cup, our campaign, we spent in meeting rooms. We didn't play cricket, we were sat there being spoken to by all different people about the state of Zimbabwe. And it was quite strange because you turn up and you're trying to win a World Cup, or you're trying to do well in a World Cup, and you just sat in a room chatting about things that are pretty much out of our control. So it was a strange experience, but once the cricket got started, it was just nice to play. Having spent all that time in meeting rooms and sat around debating this, debating that, we just wanted to get on and start playing cricket. The game against Pakistan in the World Cup, we won the toss and batted, which is always a bonus playing under lights second half. Played a couple of games at Newlands under lights before, and it seems a side batting first win. We managed to post about 220, I think, which was a decent score, probably slightly under par for the wicket. I think I got stumped for 20 odd. Having, in the team meeting, been told to speak about Saklai Mushtaq, because I've scored runs against him in the past. I ran down the wicket to the wrong one and got stumped, which wasn't ideal. And then it was Jimmy's night, second innings. He bowled fantastically well. He swung the ball at pace, and it turned into a bit of a mismatch in the end. The conditions favoured us, but Jimmy put the ball in the right place, swung it, and he got his fourth. After the Pakistan game, obviously India was the next match. There's a lot of belief in the camp after that result. I think there was expectancy from the supporters who come out to see us. And we let them down a wee bit. We lost the toss in Durban, batted second under the floodlights when the ball was nipping around a little bit. And Neera and Khan, they both bowled well and we lost early wickets. But 60 over 5, you're just going in, you're consolidating. There's not a great deal you can do. I just thought I'd try and bat some time.
Andrew Flintoff just checking the scoreboard to see if there's absolutely anything he can do.
And then I think we needed 12 and over for the last 8 or 9 overs, and I waited and waited and waited. I decided I just might as well give it a crack. I got 60 odd, but it was in circumstances where it didn't really matter. There was no real pressure because it was never going to get past their score.
That's wrapped on the pads, the finger's gone up. It's all over.
Yeah, against the Aussies, we scored 204 on a flat wicket at Port Elizabeth, batting first. When probably a par score on that wicket, they've been probably 240, 245. Andy Bickle bowled fantastic well, so 7 for 20 odd.
Wonderful bowling from Andy Bickle.
I batted, I got 40 odd. It's the only second time I played against the Aussies. And I went in after we'd lost a few wickets, so I was batting with Stewie. It was just a case of getting our heads down for a while and just creeping ever closer to 200 as we could. I think I got out in the 44th or the 45th over, and the first time I tried to play a big shot. And looking back in hindsight, probably could have waited maybe to the 48th, 49th over, but I didn't.
That sort of time.
This one's up in the air as well. I think that might be Vaughan down there again. This time he's got it no problem at all. Caddick's got 4. Australia are 48 for 4. And England are right back in the match.
We took early wickets, we got into the game, and then Michael Bevan came in. He played an amazing innings. He just manoeuvred the ball into areas, but every time they seemed to need a boundary, he had a boundary option, he just hit one at will.
Well, that's going to be a boundary off the first ball. Short.
And then Bickle came in and he finished it off. It was his day, he took 7 for and 30 odd to win in the game.
That's it, that's a big hit. It's 6, that's a big, big 6. He's hit the top of the sideboard.
He was in a winning position and then somehow they just managed to amp it up a little bit, or somebody steps forward and wins the game for him. And that's what happened there. As you say, ultimately cost us the World Cup, or being knocked out of the World Cup. But it would have been nice to have done him, but it wasn't to be. Back in England, after the disappointments of the World Cup, we started a 3-match one-day series against Pakistan. The first match was here at Old Trafford.
That's away behind point. It'll be the first boundary for Trescothick. It's a favourite area for him. That's a good shot. Shoaib Malik's after it, but he's not going to catch that up. Another good straight drive, this time through mid-on.
We scored quickly early on, and then it started to slow down. I got 39, getting my head down again, just trying to nudge it about against the spinners. And we got up to 204, which we thought was a good total.
First boundary for a long, long time. That's going to be very welcome indeed for all concerned.
Flintoff doing that very effectively there, picking the gap.
Playing at Old Trafford for England is quite a strange experience, because you walk out and there's that little bit more pressure on you. All my mates was in the complimentary box, in my mate's box, LBM sponsor, and they were all up there shouting and screaming. And then you go out to bat and you get a big reception from the crowd, and there's that bit more pressure on you.
It's not as big as it should have been. That's heaved away. It's down the throat of deep square. So Flintoff has gone. Yazir Ahmed taking the catch, and Flintoff, just as he was promising to open those shoulders, has picked out the deep square leg.
Just shovels it out to long on. Goff won't risk the second run. So the England innings closes rather disappointingly on 204 for 9.
And they came out and batted, I think, to start with. They were taking the game away from us. And then we got back in it. And we had a sniff for a while, but they knocked him off in the last over.
Well, he's gone for the big hit, and he's almost gone for the maximum. He's hit 4 off the last ball of the over. That'll do. That will do. Banged in, halfway down. Gets dispatched. We've had, can only be described as a magnificent opener to this series. Pakistan winning in the end by 2 wickets.
The only thing that stands out about that day as well was the crowd. I'd never played in such an intimidating atmosphere from the other side of the ground. It was like an away match for us, but it was quite sad in some ways. Some of the abuse that we took from the crowd, I just thought it was just sad to see at Old Trafford. For the second game, we came back to level the series 1-1. It was a fantastic day for the team. Jimmy Anderson in the first innings took, I think, the first hat-trick by an Englishman in one-day international cricket.
Well, he's got him. It was powerfully struck, but it was struck absolutely straight at Marcus Trescothick. And that is that. No fireworks today. That's a damp squib of an innings. He's come and gone in just the one delivery, so it's 9 down now.
Anderson's on fire, 185 for 9. Superb delivery, right through the defences, and James Anderson gets the first one-day international hat-trick by an England bowler. What a meteoric rise he's had to his career. He only played his first match in December last year in Melbourne. That was the perfect delivery for the number 11. England really have found a diamond in James Anderson.
Marcus, second innings, played one of the finest knocks I've ever seen for 80-odd. Shoaib Akhtar was bowling the speed of sound, and he just took him apart.
Well, there used to be a cover there, but there are two gullies now, and Trescothick has made show of pay. Same again. Rashid Latif's going to have to rethink his close catches and cover field. That's wide of point and 4 more. 12 from the first 4 balls of the over.
Just trying to bowl it flat, and Trescothick has found that gap. That's the gap he wanted. There's the boundary that takes him to 50.
It was an amazing innings. I got in down the bottom end just to play a few shots and just finish it off, really. But no, it was a great day after to knock 180 in 22 overs. The way in which we won gave us great confidence going into the final, which is going to be at Lord's, I think, a couple of days later.
He's a tall, powerful fellow who can hit the ball extremely hard, and once that stroke finds the gap, then it becomes very easy for the ball to roll over. A front foot cut shot.
Flintoff going for glory. That'll make the scores level. Now, is Flintoff going to finish it in style? He certainly is. 1 bounce for England home. They've beaten Pakistan here at the AMP Oval by 7 wickets to go level in this NatWest challenge. 1 match apiece with 1 to play. That'll give Michael Vaughan and his troops a lot of heart after their narrow defeat on...
Playing in a final at Lord's is always special. So too is playing a test match or any one-day international, but when you go in a series when it's 1-1, everything's to play for. In this last game, you're at Lord's, there's a full house. There's a certain sort of buzz when you walk out in the middle. But it was a good effort to keep him to 229 on a flat wicket. I think at the end, Abdur Razak, he scored a few, belted a few at the back end, and played some fantastic shots.
Oh, that's another massive blow. Solanki's out there, much bigger boundary going down towards the tavern, and that is a magnificent innings. 50 coming up for Abdul Razak in just 41 balls. Another strong hit, and that's beaten Clark. That really did race to the fence. That's gone high. Trescothick calls for it and takes the catch. End of a marvellous innings from Abdul Razak. 64 he made. He faced just 53 deliveries.
I think I got 4 for, which was pleasing. I think I got Shoaib Malik out with one that nipped away, caught behind, which is a 1-hour frame, I think. Don't get too many to nip away, usually just angling in.
Edged and gone. Flintoff's got his 3rd wicket now. This is a wonderful spell of bowling from the big Lancastrian. Shoaib Malik. Good catch. It's come back a little bit quicker than you might think off that leading edge. Good celebration. Botham-esque in character.
And then we went into bat. I think I got 4. I got caught mid-off off a park time. I don't know if it was an off spinner or a leg spinner. He had his mid-off up. It was too tempting, so I tried to hit it over the top of it. I still say it was a right shot, but bad execution. And then Marcus again, he just won the game for us. He got 100 or 120, whatever he got at the end. When it was getting a bit tight with Chris Reed, the 2 of them stood up and knocked off when it looked like we were dead and buried.
Nick, 4. 100 for Marcus Trescothick. And now there's a smile. He's really pleased, but the job is not done yet.
Good shot. Fantastic stroke from Chris Reed, just opened the blade.
Beautifully put away over the top. And it's a 6 to win the game. Marcus Trescothick take a bow. What a shot. Short boundary, it has to be said, but perfectly timed.
Well, if there was a man to play the winning stroke, it had to be Marcus Trescothick. A wonderful 100 in difficult circumstances, but if ever there was a match-winning innings, it was his.
After that, we were straight into a triangle with South Africa and Zimbabwe.
Good strike from Flintoff. In his arc, it's fair to say.
hit like a bullet. Another scorching boundary to Andrew Flintoff. Nearly an action replay. And this is proving a costly over. 3 boundaries in it now.
Oh, he's boxed me. Head ball.
Yay!
There's 50 for Andrew Flintoff. Some terrific strikes in that innings. Some sensible searching for singles. One chance offered but not taken, and much applause. He's popular.
Yeah, in that West Triangle series, we started off poorly. We played at Trent Bridge against Zimbabwe, and we got beat, which we should never have done, to be honest. We didn't score enough runs again. And Grant Flower played a fantastic night to see him home.
It's very fitting that Grant Flower should hit the winning runs.
3 for 2 when Grant Flower came to the crease. He was 96 not out at the end, 10 fours. A splendid effort from him.
Our next stop was the Oval against South Africa. They got 260 odd, which was probably about par for the wickets. I was playing at the Oval on wickets like that, you can chase anything. The wicket was flat, the outfield was fast. The ground itself isn't as big as what it used to be. There's a couple of small boundaries. I got 3 wickets at the end, all Yorkers.
Perfect delivery from Andrew Flintoff.
Superb Yorker, that's got right through. Right. Another great Yorker. Flintoff's 3rd scalp. He's some one-day bowler these days, Andrew Flintoff.
And I found my Yorker again with a bit of pace, so I managed to get these 3 wickets and had a bit of respectability to my figures. And then second innings, chasing 260. The way we start, you couldn't ask for anything more. The 2 opening batters get hundreds.
Great shot.
Hey, his timing today is dead right. You wouldn't want to be a bowler. Oh, he's done him again. We are seeing some terrific stroke play here. I'll get 4 for that too.
Marcus again was just carrying on his form from where he left off against Pakistan. It was nice to see Vikram. He scored his 100, and I think he enjoyed it where he celebrated when he got past it.
That's it. He's got there. Vikram Solanki has 100 against his name. He has done it in tremendous style. Shots all round the wicket. Big hug from his captain of the day, Marcus Trescothick. The Worcestershire and England batsman has arrived.
And I got in at the end. Again, I think I got 30 odd off 20 odd balls. I got off the mark with a 6 off Entini. I think the one I hit, I just took it off my nose before it cleaned me up, and I got enough bat on it just to get over the man at back with square legs, so it could have gone 2 ways. I could have got out for none, getting caught on the hook, and got right slagging off in the press and on the telly, but instead it was going my way, and I got 6 for it, and as I say, I managed to get 30 odd before getting bowled by Andrew Hall.
Gone, middle stump, pegged back. There it is, single to mid-off, seals the victory. It's been a wonderful comeback after a poor performance against Zimbabwe at Trent Bridge.
Going to Bristol, we were confident. We got beat off Zimbabwe once, and we wanted to bury him, to be honest, because we should never have got beat at Trent Bridge. Goffey started, got 4 for, if I remember correctly. Bowled fantastically well. He moved the ball away at pace. And I think any batsman who'd have batted against him there would have struggled.
And there's an edge. They've gone out, that must be out. Billy Bowden raises the finger, and a 3rd wicket for Darren Goff.
Up goes the finger. No hesitation. Darren Goff is on such a roll.
And I came on at the back end for a glory, I think. I got 3 for 3 of the tail. I think I got another wicket with 1 nipping away, so that's how much the wicket was doing.
And got him. I always felt that if Flintoff was to find the right area, he could close his innings also. There, and that'll be the 9th. You know, England haven't bowled consistently like this all day. Straight up in the air, catching opportunity. They're always tough. They're taken. They really are tough catches. Plenty of time to think about them, but the most important thing, you've got to run and get under the ball as quickly as you can, and then attempt to settle yourself.
And then went out to bat. I think Richard Johnson went in number 3. He was out second ball, and I got in quite early.
England are using a pinch hitter. It's up in the air. It's going to be out. Mid-off runs round. Oh, no! Very nearly a big collision. Coventry, the catcher.
Andrew Flintoff comes into bat. A terrible score of 25 for 4, England in the mire.
I was only chasing 90 yard again. I just thought I'd play shots. And that's the way I've been playing all summer. That's the way it's been working. So I just went out there with the same attitude I had done all the summer so far.
It's in the air, beaten mid-on. And Flintoff, who's looked impressive since he's come to the crease, is bringing some stability to this England batting lineup. Well, it was almost just a block, really, from Flintoff. There was no great flourish in the stroke.
I got dropped on the hook again. The lad pushed it over the boundary for 6, which was a nice touch.
He's holed out. Oh, he's dropped him. Billy Bowden's called the no ball anyway. It's all happening here. The man had just been sent back by Heath Streak, not for the first time in this series. Andrew Flintoff picked out the man. He didn't have to move. And in the end, he's picked up 6.
I was just going with it, to be honest, and just enjoying it. I think the winning runs was a pulled 6, but it was a top edge. Went over the keeper's head for 6, so things were going all right for me.
Top edge, and it's going all the way for 6. Not really an authentic hook shot. Up go the arms from Billy Bowden. Up go the arms in the crowd. England are victorious in Bristol.
It was a day-and-night game, but the floodlights were never used. It was a quick game, which was quite good, to be honest with you. We enjoyed it. As I say, having beat at Trent Bridge to bowl them out for 92 and re-establish ourselves was a good effort. At Edgbaston against South Africa, having not annihilated, but chased 260 at the Oval against South Africa, I'm sure that they wanted to put the record straight, or as they like to say, I'm sure. And the day started off averagely for us and Jimmy Anderson. His first over went for 19, so he was on the back foot from the start.
Graham Smith, the South African captain, has been a victim of James Anderson twice already in this series. He's bowled him out on 2 occasions. It's going to be Anderson bowling to him from the City end. It's a very loose start indeed, and that will run away to the boundary for 4 runs. A real gift. Chose to bat when he won the toss. It's the 12th match under lights in England. Everyone, the captain winning the toss, has chosen to bat first. Solanki's after that, but he's going to lose that race as well. So 8 from the first 2 balls. Anderson's going to have to shape up here. This time he beats square leg for yet another boundary. That's 3 out of 4. And that'll be 4 more.
It's very easy if your first over goes for 19 to just toss it off a little bit, but no, he came back strong.
Edged, gone. Good catch by Trescothick, going away to his right. This is a good comeback from Anderson. In the air, out. Caught at short extra cover, make that 104 for 6. Edged, gone, second slip. Anderson's in a rare spell here. I say it's a rare spell, but he has this knack. Flintoff takes the catch, the second catch he's taken at slip today.
And that's why the slip's there.
Just showed the character and what Jimmy Anderson's all about.
4 wickets for Jimmy Anderson.
But I took a catch, which I was quite pleased with. I caught Callis in the gully, which is a one-handed diver, which I was quite happy with. But made a bit of a fool of myself when I had my celebration, just holding the ball up in the air. But we won't talk about that.
In the air, brilliant. The best catch you'll see. Flintoff, diving away like a goalkeeper, has caught the catch of the series. Absolutely stunning performance from Flintoff. The danger man is out. 2 wickets have gone down in the space of 4 balls. And Flintoff has had a hand in both of them, but he won't have a better hand than that.
Lost a couple of early wickets. It was nice to see Michael Vaughan get some runs. He'd not scored many runs building up to this game. But when it needed to be, he got his head down and scored 8 shots to see us home. After having a barrage off Andre now, of dodgy sledging, I got 50 odd, playing in the way which I'd played all summer. I was playing shots again.
Oh, glorious. Wasn't a half volley, nothing really wrong with that ball at all. Good length, just outside off stump, and Flintoff has stood up as tall as he can and hammered it through extra cover.
They brought Antini back and I got caught on the hook. There's a pattern forming here and there. I'm never going to get a ball pitched up again in my life. Now I got caught on the hook, on the boundary for 50 odd. But in some ways it worked out quite well because it gave Ricky Clark a chance to come in and bat. I don't think he'd done much batting for us before this, and he went out there and he played and he got 37, I think, and just took him apart because he's a very talented cricketer, Ricky. And watching him play the way he did gave probably him heart, and also I think so what he showed the rest of the team what he's all about and what he can do.
Just one to win then for England. That'll do. Wide down the leg side. End of game. So England comfortable victors in the end.
I think the big showcase final the ECB had in mind didn't quite go according to plan.
That's carried. Trescothick has got his man. Graham Smith goes, and it's that man Anderson again. He can't stop taking wickets.
Gone. Edged, gone. What a catch. Oh, gone. Just a thin edge. Rudolph has gone. Extra bounce from Flintoff.
It's going to be another one here. Michael Vaughan is underneath that. Simplest of chances.
And that's the edge. Pollock can't believe he's done that. And South Africa have been bowled out for 107 here at Lord's. Nothing to do with a damp pitch or a green surface here. Fine bowling by England. Everybody's made a contribution.
You're always going to be favourites chasing 107. Vikram got 50, and we knocked him off in pretty quick time.
That's nicely timed. That'll run away down the hill for 4.
That's imperious. That's another great shot from Vikram Solanki. Takes him to 50. So a 6 and a 4 from successive deliveries.
That'll be it. There's no third man. England are home. They've won this match by 7 wickets. What a thrilling victory for them in the final of the NatWest series. In total command all day.
The biggest challenge of the summer was still to come. We had a 5-match test series against South Africa, who were ranked number 2 in the world. This time we started at Edgbaston. And this is the first time we came across Graham Smith. I've never seen him before. I've seen the way he played. I've seen him on videos, but he played fantastically well. Him and Herschel Gibbs. I don't think we got a wicket on the first day.
Just to give us an idea of how fast the ball is going to go across the outfield. Very fast. And that's a nice stroke. And that's going to keep running away from the fielder.
Full toss and dealt with. Good shot. Very good indeed. Wasn't all that short, and Gibbs was very quickly onto the pull shot. Crash. Short from Goff, and on this slow pitch, no problems at all for Herschel Gibbs.
Or smash it past point off the front foot. There we go again. Cracking stroke. And all the way. He's been swift to pick up on anything short today, Herschel Gibbs.
It's a good stroke. Almost as if Graham Smith knew that short ball was coming. Harmison tends to begin a spell by banging one into the middle of the pitch. Cracking stroke from Herschel Gibbs. Been dying to get Ashley Giles away, and he's finally done it.
Or more.
Well, that's meant to be a slower ball, and it was until it reached the bat. And then it went very fast. 100 for Herschel Gibbs. And that's pierced the close in field. Herschel Gibbs is really moving along now.
Top shot, straight down the ground. Not an easy shot to play to mid-on's right hand. But the bowler's left hand, and Graham Smith has executed it superbly.
We had no answers to what Graham Smith did at this stage.
He's got it. Not the best shot he's played. Under edge that goes for 4, but it's been a mighty good innings from Graham Smith, the 22-year-old South African captain. His second double 100. Well played.
A little bit of a premeditated shot, especially against somebody like Harmiston, who's been bowling a little bit short, and quite fortunate to get away with it, Graham Smith, but that's not to detract from the innings. It's been a wonderful display from the South African captain, under pressure when he came into this test match. Perhaps the oldest 22-year-old I know.
And then when we went in, the captain played, well, he wasn't captain at that time, was he? But Michael played fantastically well, 156, I think.
Nice and simple, no huge backlift or flourish or exaggerated follow-through.
Played that beautifully. That was straighter, it didn't bounce as much. And how he squeezed that past mid-on. Speak. Make that 150. And what an innings it's been. Gee, there's been some great batting in this test match. And this one ranks right up there with the very best.
Yeah, to see something technically sound, but rife with flair as well, is a real joy. And he's up there in the pantheon now, certainly among modern batsmen. This 150 is one of his best efforts, because it's not been easy against Pollock and Tini, and England were desperate for it, desperate to stay alive first up in the series. Vaughan's given them a chance.
I think I got to 40.
That's a cracking shot.
No man back on the leg side. Not that it would have mattered.
Exactly what we don't want to see.
Well, I don't mind seeing that. Flintoff, 4 runs. There's another short one. Herschel Gibbs, the best fielders at second slip. Unlikely that a hook is going to go to second slip. 4 runs, good shot, pitched it up, and Flintoff was equal to it. Leant into the shot, hammered it away.
Well, that's really good batting for 2 deliveries. First one was when he ducked. He went under the short pitch delivery, and he tried to tell Antini, forget about that plan, son. I'm giving up on that pull shot. You better pitch it up. And then he waited, and then he delivered.
And I was out west over there to Devil Pretorius, LBW, someone that shot along the floor. So it was unfortunate because I felt I was playing well. It was probably the first time in Test cricket I felt like I should be there and I could make a difference with having what happened in the one-day series where I played well. I started well with Lancashire. I've not played Test cricket for over 12 months. It was almost like a new start for me. I'd drawn a line under everything that happened previously, and this was my chance. This was starting out again in some ways. Going to Lords, obviously South Africa now, they've got the upper hand. Our backs are against it. We've got a new captain. He's been told in between back-to-back Test matches he's got the job, so I'm sure, I don't know what he was thinking. We had to play better than what we did at Edgbaston. There's no two ways about it, but we didn't.
Played on. Gone. And there it is.
I got in batting number 7 on the first morning. I got in the last over before lunch. And I was out pretty soon after lunch. So hook shot again. I got caught on the boundary.
Well, it's brainless cricket. It really is. The number of times we've seen Andrew Flintoff pick out the man at deep square leg this summer.
Well, it was a shocker, frankly.
And once again, Flintoff has played some brainless cricket.
We had to bowl well to get any chance of getting back into this match, and we didn't.
He's going to hurry, and it's away for 100 for Graham Smith. Another one. Could so easily have been 3 on the trot.
Standing in the field when somebody's going back-to-back 200s, he just palms up, isn't it? What can we do? We've got a bloke here who's playing fantastically well. We might not be performing as well as we can, but we are trying our best. We're doing what we can. And sometimes you just got to take your hat off to the bloke down the other end.
Wow. And he's played lots of good shots off his pads. None better than that. That has fairly raced over this Lord's turf.
Now then. A remarkable young man has just completed a remarkable achievement. That is his second double 100 in consecutive Test matches, and only Sir Donald Bradman has done that to England before. Only Sir Donald Bradman, sir. Take your bow.
I thought I bowled all right, a bit of bad luck, a couple of drop catches in the slips.
Catch it. Oh, no. Well, you'd hardly believe it.
Slip catches go down, I stand there, and there's not a cue to get in there. And the same way the kitchen gets hot, and people won't go in it. So some of the lads who stand there do the best, they practice hard. It's just unfortunate that catches do get put down, and it seems Lords is the hardest place for a slip fielder.
Out of that carry. Looking at Alex Stewart and all those around, I think it just might have got through to Mark Butcher.
Gone. James Anderson has finally ended Graham Smith's innings. It was a drag on in the end, an unlucky dismissal, you might say, and relief for England.
22 years of age, captain of his country, and at present a run machine.
When you're going into bat on the third day, 510 runs behind the opposition, it takes something pretty special for us to save that game. We had to go out there and just give a good account of ourselves and then see what would happen. The one thing we could take out from is that the wicket was still playing well, and they just scored 680 on it. And they've got some good players, and so have we. So, although it was a big ask, we thought we had an outside chance of saving it, but it didn't turn out that way.
This time, Michael Vaughan going for the drive. It's a wide half volley.
He'll regret that shot. I'm telling you, Michael Vaughan, when he gets in, he's too good a player to give it away like that. He'll be angry.
That's in trouble. Depends how quick Adams is. Now, that is a catch, I'm here to tell you. That is a brilliant performance.
Dear me, hard to know what to say because Mark Butcher had South Africa. He really had them.
We lost early wickets. And then I went into bat. I think I was batting with Anthony McGrath at the time. He got a cracking ball off Pollock.
Gone. Terrific delivery from Sean Pollock. Just what Barry Richards was talking about. The ball running down the hill, forcing the batsman to play. And the trap has been set straight away. And Flintoff was one of the culprits in the first innings who got out hooking, caught at deep backward square.
That's good. Can he keep doing it?
I'll be all right in a moment.
Well, would you credit it? Nearly an action replay of his first innings dismissal. Same bowler, same shot, and there is a man back there. Andrew Flintoff needs to program his brain.
Collect that just below us here.
Well, they're human too, then.
Nice to know Graham Smith's human, at least.
A stunning stroke, that is. And it's a darn good 52. Come on, Andrew Flintoff, come on. Be the cricketer you can be.
I enjoy playing against Centenio Summer. He's very competitive. He keeps going and going and going. When other bowlers are taking a sweater or going having a drink down at fine leg, he just keeps going. And he's a great athlete. We had a battle all summer. He hit me on the head a couple of times. I hit him for 6 a few times. And it was a great contest between the two of them. I really enjoyed it.
Flintoff back on strike, and oh dear, I think that might have flicked his helmet. 4 leg byes the signal. This is because Flintoff's determined not to hook, not to try and play the pull shot. Now all the way, but not too far away from the man. It'll be signal 6. The crowd will clap. Flintoff will continue to be positive, but for my money, he needs to be keeping this down. Just goes at it hard, and in the gap this time. Who was going to win the contest, though? Will Flintoff, if he gets another short ball, have another hook? Will he get out the way? Gone for the hook, and he's got a big one. He's got hold of it. That is 20 rows back. Flintoff bringing some smiles to the England balcony.
20 rows, maybe 40. It was a long, long way back.
Broke his bat. And Teeny celebrates.
Great cricket that. You've just been belted all over the park. But you've broken the mighty blade. Do you think I need a new one?
Steve Armisen came out to bat, I think, when I was on 80-odd, and said, look, get 100, I won't get out for you, I'll stick around till you get 100. But when I did get the 100, it was quite a strange feeling.
Yes! Andrew Flintoff has made his second Test match 100 here at Lord's. And he's done it in the most dramatic style. I think this says a great deal about the man today as opposed to the man of, say, 2 or 3 years ago. He's delighted personally and accepts the phenomenal reception he received, but he doesn't go overboard at all. He merely stood there, raised his bat, took off his helmet. In other words, he knows that England are being outplayed and that it's not match affecting.
But after I got 100 at Lord's, I started playing even more shots. 1 over sticks out against Pollock.
This is amazing. That is hit so powerfully. that's almost better. And again. And Pollock's taken an enormous risk getting his hand in the way of that. Have a look at this over. 6-4, 4-4, 4-2.
How about a 1 to keep the strike?
20 off the over. Oh, and they're standing again.
Although it was a dead innings, a lot of people afterwards came up and said, well played, we really enjoyed it, which was nice. But I've never been a selfish cricketer. I know people speak about needing to be selfish to be successful, but I'm not quite in agreement with that, to be honest. As I said, it'd be nice to score 100. Like the first one I scored in Christchurch when England win, that meant far much more than a game where we got nailed. Trent Bridge's third test match, 1-0 down, turned up at Trent Bridge. The wicket was quite different to the one at Lord's. To be honest with you, it didn't look like it in the last 5 days. It looked like it was going to go a bit uneven, a bit up and down. It didn't disappoint us. We got 2 debutants, James Kirtley and Ed Smith. Both came into the dressing room and fitted in fantastically well. We batted first, won the toss. Well, Mark Butcher and Nasser Hussain fantastic well for hundreds on a wicket which wasn't easy to bat on. I got a duck, which was always going to happen. I went out to bat at Trent Bridge. But to be fair, I got a good ball.
Out. Caught at first slip. Good delivery.
When it nipped away, got stuck in the crease and caught slip.
Flintoff has gone without troubling the scorers. England 347 for 6.
And then it came our turn to bowl. And we got a lead. We bowled well. James Kirtley on debut. He was perfect for the wicket. The wicket needed bowlers who attacked the stumps to try and exploit the variable bounce, and that's exactly what James did.
1 gone. And what a good choice by Michael Vaughan. And what a good ball from James Kirtley. Oh, yes.
I thought Steve Amerson, without any luck, was fantastic as well. He bowled with pace and discipline.
Inside edge. Harmison has struck. That's well bowled. Ball at full length. And it had Gibbs in a sort of a no-man situation. Wasn't quite sure.
I've been watching the videos of Graeme Smith. I exploited a weakness. He gets very deep in the crease on the back foot. So I've let him have one back of a length.
And he's trodden on his wicket here. It's got the breakthrough, but it's not quite how England may have imagined it. Graeme Smith, after 2 double centuries, has finally trodden on his stumps.
Well, at that stage, we'd have taken anything, to be honest. I think we'd have taken it wicket, impeding a fielder, we'd have appealed for out.
Graeme Smith has gone for 35. This man who has so dominated the series looks deeply depressed.
No, getting him at wicket just set us on our way a little bit. It just lifted us. I mean, seeing this bloke score 2 back-to-back double hundreds and see the back of him for not very many was great, and we carried on. We continued from there. As I say, the lads bowled fantastic well to give us the lead we had.
Got him. Out. And the 2 opening pair just shooting off. They've got a bit of work to do yet.
80 on that wicket was a lot more than it is. It was probably worth 190, 200. And the wicket was getting worse. By the minute, it was starting to go up and down. You couldn't trust the bounce. So if bowlers who attacked the stumps got reward, I think Andrew Hall bowled well in the second innings. And Pollock just bowls as Pollock bowls, and he's always good.
Got him. Caught. Well done.
Oh, he's done it, Andrew Hall. He is something, this guy. LBW. We all waited, but Ed Smith has got a first baller.
I was speaking to Mark Butcher, and he was saying if you can play and just get a quick 40, then that's worth a lot of runs on there. If we can get anywhere 200, 220 in front, we'll win the game.
Good stroke. Well, that's Flintoff's reaction. As Barry Richards said, batting with the tail, he must play aggressively now. And what a stroke that was.
That was a Tiger Woods. Went about as far as one of his drives as well. He's just absolutely teed off.
What a stroke that is. We've already seen Andrew Flintoff smash Callis over mid-on for 6. This one only went for 4, but it was an equally good stroke.
While she was out there, you need to take what you could, because there's always going to be a ball with your name on it at some stage. So to get the lead we did, we was confident that we was going to win the game.
We're set up now for what promises to be spectacular, I suspect. England have to bowl out of their skin. South Africa have to bat with patience, with bravery, and with their brains. What a contest ahead of us.
Yes, it's got it. Oh, I'd be interested to see if that is pitched in line.
I reckon he might have got a touch. And it might have hit the inside edge.
Oh, that looked plumb.
That is out for no doubt about it at all. Gibbs has committed suicide. And England will commit themselves to some celebrations here, because the one man who can whip along and take a game away from you before you blink is gone. Oh, I say.
Got him, dragged it on. Another inside edge helps England, and Anderson has 2 wickets.
We was cruising the game. We was at one stage till Mark Boucher came in, and then just give them a glimmer of hope. He did. I don't know his game plan, but it looked pretty similar to how I felt in our second innings. He just came out there and played. He didn't play too well in the first innings, I don't think, but he came out there, just played shots and played as he can do, and it worked for a period.
4 runs, really good shot from Mark Boucher.
Good stroke. Mark Boucher has played so well this morning.
Anderson, not Anderson, James Kirtley has done it for England when they so needed it. I wouldn't say there was desperation amongst those fielders, but there was something close to it.
Great bowling change. It has worked again. Kirtley has struck again, and the young fella, he's got 5 wickets in his first Test match.
Stewart.
I think we deserved to win the game. We played well. Okay, we had the best of the conditions with the wicket batting first and bowling last, but we still did well. We came back from a drumming at Lords to put ourselves back in the series, as we did in '98 too. We won at Trent Bridge to go and take the series 2-1. So that's what's in everybody's minds, and hoping we could do it again. Coming away from Trent Bridge with a victory, going into back-to-back Test matches. Well, the next Test was Headingley, 2 days apart or 3 days. That's when Test cricket gets hard. It's when you're playing this cricket in such a short space of time, especially for the bowlers. But we turned up there. We performed well at Trent Bridge to level the series, and hoping we could build on that and try and go 2-1 up. We got Smith out early again, which was a bonus, and then Gary Kirsten came in, and he played a typically Gary Kirsten innings. He ground us down.
Very fine. Very good. I can't help but admire Kirsten because of this ability to be patient and just wait the moment and then cash in.
$100 for Gary Kirsten. Very well deserved. That's a fine innings.
And then the debutant Zondiki coming in at number 8, he got 50 odd, and that just took the game away from us.
And that will run away for 4. There's no stopping it.
Nicely played. He's looked more and more comfortable.
And it's 4. What a day. Super innings. Mondi Zondeki has a half-century to his name on debut, batting at number 9 for South Africa.
When we came to bat, we got a respectable target, probably no better than respectable. We got to 307. Nobody went on to get a big score. We had 40s, 50s, 60s, and it probably needed someone to get a big 100, 140, 150 to try and get past them. Personally, I wasn't looking forward to batting. It was my 5th knock at Headingley, and the 4 previous ones I've scored none. So I got my Audi badge. I was going for my Olympic badge.
2 first ballers, a second baller, 7th baller. That's his reply. Freddie Flintoff says, I'm going to take this on. So he's away. He's off the mark at Headingley. Phew.
Oh, it's great to be a part of history, isn't it?
I batted with the tail again, something which I was becoming better at doing and more confident in doing. When I managed to get to 50 odd, I think I was last man out, ball by Antini. Maybe got a bit over adventurous, tried to back away and hit him over extra cover for 6, but I missed it.
Flintoff takes a bow, so should Antini. We've had a fantastic day of cricket here already.
Second innings, we weren't doing too bad with the ball. Their pattern, pretty much about it what our first innings had. They had guys getting in but not really going on. And then Andrew Hall, he came in and he took the game away from us. He did the job of batting with the tail.
And they're 4 more. Now they want to be careful of Andrew Hall. They're all precious, these runs.
He's a good cricketer, Andrew Hall. He really is.
To think he wasn't in the initial test squad, he wasn't in the party, didn't play at Edgbaston. Graham Smith talked him into the side, talked the selectors round, and he came in at Lords for Callis. And what an impact he has had. He has been the selection of the summer.
Chasing 4-1 in the last innings isn't ideal, especially at Headingley. The overcast conditions, the ball was swinging about, the wicket still had a bit of nip in it and a bit of variable bounce as well. But speaking to Butch, Butch was confident of winning this game. It was his ground. Me and Butch put a few runs on together. And then overnight we had dinner together. I think we needed 220 on the last day. And we was talking about winning because we were both in good touch. And we didn't see it impossible. But we turned up. Headingley didn't let us down. It was overcast, it was dark. And subsequently we lost the test series and we were back to being behind again. Criticism is a part of our game. If you're not winning every week or you're not rolling sides out for 90 odd like we did in the one day, we're up for criticism. Probably in this occasion it was probably due. We didn't bowl too well. As I said, on a wicket which was doing quite a bit, to have them in the position we did and then just let them get away was probably criminal. When we got to the Oval we realised we had to win this. There was no 2 ways about it. It was the last test of the summer. It was 2-1 behind. We had to draw the series. That's the best we could do and we had to do it. We had to put aside what's happened in the last one and somehow bounce back from that. Got off to the worst possible start, lost the toss at the Oval. Probably the best wicket in the country, the fastest outfield, and they played well.
It's a good shot. That was just a little whip away. Well, I don't think that's very good bowling. That was a very good shot. It wasn't all that short, but it's a mark of what a good pitch this is, that the bounce is even.
Another good one. It's a very fine cricket shot.
Oh, a cracking shot. What a good shot that was.
Magnificent batting. Really was a clever cricket shot.
Down the wicket instead, and he's got hold of it. Tremendous innings from Herschel Gibbs. Another 4 means 86 runs at his 100 have come in boundaries. Shots all round the Oval. Offside.
Oh, hello. Oh, that's a very classy shot. To see the ball hit through mid-on with a straight blade and the left leg cleared out of the way is quite unusual.
Giles did him again in the flight, but this time it's cost him another 2 runs on top of the 4.
Well, he's come out to play his shots as Jacques Callis. Yeah, it's gone hard and high, Freddie, and a long way. Can you beat that?
Insult to injury, Sean Pollock came in and belted around at the end. So when a side score 480 plus in the first innings of a test match, not many sides are going to come back and win from there, and I don't think anybody expected us to do what we did. The game plan was to get 600 plus. That was the only way we was going to stand any realistic chance of winning the game, bar a miracle.
Really good shot. There's been some great placement in this test match.
That's quite deliberately hit away. Well, it seemed to me that it was in the air for a while, but there's no gully there.
Like that.
See Trescothick hold the shape of the shot. The front elbow is high. Bottom hand comes in at the last minute, but the shape is held.
There's a man back, but he can only watch. 1 bounce 4 from Marcus Trescothick. That is very good. That isn't all that easy to do, but Trescothick opened the blade, so he didn't find mid-off. So he found that gap at extra cover. Clever batting.
And that is Marcus Trescothick's 4th Test 100. It's been a while, and it's been a wonderful effort and well appreciated by his teammates.
There's a lot of relief in that face and pleasure.
Marcus, 200, played fantastically well. I think he's his highest first-class score. Graham Thorpe on his return, England's best player over probably the past decade or more. It was nice to see him come back into the side and score 100 at his home ground. But I think when he came into the side, went out to bat, I think everybody thought he was going to do that, almost if he was going to write his own script.
There we go. No one back at deep cover. I'll have 4, thank you very much. And what a good shot it was. Thorpe into the 90s. Ouch. He's got a run. He's been called through by Marcus Trescothick, but...
He won't like the sight on the big screen of his mates laughing, that's for sure. Oh!
Well, he's got a couple of kids. He'll be having a quick count. He's running hard. He is running very hard, Graham Thorpe, and he's back for 2. That is his first 100 at the Oval for England. What a moment.
And I managed to slog a few at the end. And Steve Armisen came in, Big Army came back in, and he asked me, what do you want him to do? I said, no, Steve, we're going to have to somehow get some runs. The coach wants us to get to 600. Somehow we're going to have to try and do it. And he said he'd hang around as best he could. And I decided I'd start playing a few shots.
He's hit it. Well, the intentions are clear. If it's up there, it's going.
During the course of the innings, Harmy went from being told what to do to he was the main man, really, because I've started playing a few shots, got a few cheers from the crowd and getting a bit carried away. And then in between overs, he was pulling the reins back and saying, come on, Fred, get your head down here again. I tried to pull Jack Callis a few times. I just spooned him up in the air, but it was another one of those days where everything I'd tried happened, or if it didn't happen, I got away with it.
That's huge. Absolutely huge.
Well, Jacques Callis has said the odd word. He's chipped away at Freddie Flintoff. That is a big hit. Way over wide, long on.
Wonderful stroke. It's not an easy shot to play because the angle is coming in and you tend to get cramped for room trying to hit Ntini over the leg side. Flintoff is in good touch now. He's got away with it. It's in between Callis, who's in the infield. And the deep long on, and the couple brings up an exhilarating half-century for Andrew Flintoff.
I had a confrontation with Ventini because I think the ball landed at my feet, and I didn't pick it up. I made him come and get it. That's something I do when I bat. When I started at Lancashire, that's what I got told. You bat, they field. And that rattled a few of their lads. They was into me for that. And then he dropped one box short next ball.
That is a biggie.
I was banking on him pitching up next ball, and I managed to get it over his head.
Oh, yes. Maybe the best of the day. A massive strike back over the head of the fast bowler. And a word or two as well from the big fella. Oh, hello, hello. Catch it in the crowd. 600 for England.
I think people watching the game in the crowd and in the dressing room realised that as we were getting to 600, we can actually win this game. I don't think I sensed that at the time in the middle. I was just playing shots, just enjoying batting, to be honest. And I think it was when I came off and I went up the dressing room. I got greeted by the lads when I got up there, and you could see it in people's faces. This is our time, this is our opportunity to do something quite special. And to bowl him out for the total we did was a great effort. Martin Bicknell taking fourth. I played against Martin quite a bit when he's been at Surrey. He's been a bowler which I've always found hard to bat against. He's not the quickest, but he swings it both ways, and he's a very clever bowler.
Oh, a beauty!
It was nice to see Steve Amerson. When we needed a bit of spark, a bit of magic, someone just to step up and put us in that position where we could win the game, where we were going to bat again. Harmy did. He bowled with pace, he bowled with control. It ignited us, but also the crowd was getting, or sensing a victory and getting more excited with each wicket. And we only had to chase 110 on the last day, and we had plenty of time to do it in. It was nice that Marcus, he got 60 odd to follow up his 200 in the first innings.
That is a resurrection par excellence from nowhere on Thursday evening. England have come through to take this test match with one of the great shows of character, of personality and of skill.
The feeling in the dressing room might be a bit mixed. Massively excited for what we'd just done on that day over the past 5 days, because it was a great effort, but probably also a sense of missed opportunity. Okay, we've levelled this series, but if we're being honest, we could have won it with the test match at Leeds. Next up was a trip to Bangladesh. The Bangladeshis playing against us were on, well, not hiding to nothing, but there was no pressure on them. They'd not won a game or one game since they played one-day international cricket. Probably one of the few times we're expected to win. We go out there as favourites, and the pressure's on us. We can't pass it off onto them. We had to go there and win, and we had to win well, and to enhance our reputation. First game I played up, we bowled first. I think I took 4 for. Bowling in a way where I was bowling short.
There's a big shout there. Up goes the finger. Top edge, and now. Gone again. Extra bounce from Flintoff. It's all too easy for the big Lancastrian.
Bowling that length at Ricky Ponting or Sachin Tendulkar, I think I'd have gone for a few.
Well, that's made contact, and that'll run away for 4-leg buys. Taking evasive action, the ball cannoning into the helmet and running away for 4 extras.
And then the batting, I was still seeing the ball well, I was still happy with my form. It just carried on from where my last game left off in the summer. I had a bit of luck in one game, I got dropped. But no, I was pleased in the way I was playing, and I was trusting my method of batting. Maybe in the past I haven't.
And that's the clubbing Flintoff that we've come to know and love. Anything fractionally short, it's going to go. That's it. The misfield allows England to pick up the 2 runs they need. Flintoff has swatted Bangladesh aside with a wonderful all-round performance. 4 for 14 with the ball and 55 not out with the bat in his hand.
The second one, like in the previous one, the opening ball was Richard Johnson and Jimmy Anderson. Set the tone for the rest of the day, to be honest. They started off fantastically well, swinging the ball away. And then people in the field, there was lads diving everywhere, cutting balls off. And it was fantastic. Probably in each match, they probably got a few more than what they should have done. They got to 137, I think. And we had them 7 down for probably about 60. We just couldn't kill the tail off. And we came to bat under the floodlights. And wherever you are in the world, it does nip around with a new ball, and you can lose wickets first up. So I'm quite fortunate that I come in at number 5 when the ball's lost its shine. And it's not darting around, the wicket's quite flat. And each time I got in, I think within the 15 over rule, so I was able to get a couple of boundaries away early and then just kick on from there.
This is the wicket they want. Flintoff off in buccaneering style. That's domination for you. Crashed away again through the covers for 4.
7-2 offside field. But that's gone over the leg side a very long way. That's a 6. Never got more than about 10 feet off the ground. Long off is out. There's a deep mid-wicket as well now.
Over the bowler's head. And there he goes. Well, that is 6. He's timed that beautifully. And I think that was so effortless. And that's Andrew Flintoff's 50 of just 37 deliveries.
Flintoff dismisses over mid-wicket. That's the end of the game. Flintoff moves on to 70 in no time. 47 deliveries. It's a stroll in the park for the big fella. England spectators appreciate that innings from Andrew Flintoff. Handshakes all round.
Things were going well at that stage, especially the batting. With the previous 2 games scoring runs in, then when I went out to the crease in the 3rd one, I expected to score runs, to be honest. And it was a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling when you're playing well. And although there's some expectancy when you're playing well for you to score more runs, the expectancy also is with yourself, and you're confident of doing so.
Big shot. It's in the air. There's a fielder under it. It needs to be further back. It's into the crowd. It's another mammoth 6. Andrew Flintoff.
Well, Andrew Flintoff, when he hits them, they stay hit.
Oh! I've never seen that before. Has he done that deliberately? Just shows you how slow this pitch is for the bouncer. He's done it on purpose, the cheeky thing.
There goes Flintoff. That sails away over deep mid-wicket for another 6. That's a monster. It's another massive blow launched by Flintoff. It's an amazing record of 6 hitting by Andrew Flintoff. Saka to Flintoff. And that'll do very nicely. Straight back over the bowler's head. That's another 6. 10 in the series for Andrew Flintoff. And he sails past 50 with that towering 6 to finish 52 not out. England getting home here by 7 wickets and winning this 3-match Standard Bank series by 3 matches to 0.
I got the 3 man of the match awards, yeah, which is slightly embarrassing, especially the first one in Chittagong, because there was 3 awards. There was the batsman, the bowler, and the man of the match. So I got 3 in that one, and then the next 2 I got. I was disappointed in the last one though, because I was surprised there's this 3-wheel motorbikes thing, and I thought that was for man of the series, but it was like for their man of the match. I quite fancied having a go on that, bringing it home and driving around the streets of Manchester on it. From Bangladesh, it was off to Sri Lanka. They were a tough side to play, especially in their own backyard. Sri Lanka, playing Test cricket over there is like no place I've played before. You play in India, where the wickets have got a little bit more pace in them, and they don't spin as much. And also as well, they don't have Murali. Playing over, it's totally different, even from the bowling. You're bowling in 45 degrees of heat on wickets which have got no response to them. You've just got to keep running in, plugging away, and it's just a matter of patience, I think. You're not going to have Test matches where you finish in 2.5 days, 3 days, which have happened in England and South Africa, it's almost as if you've got to stick with the opposition and somehow on the last day or the last session just nick the game.
Yep. Well, Battley enjoy that. He's smashed the last ball away for 4. England have saved the game again, 2 in a row.
I thought we did well in the first 2 Test matches as a team. To come away with 2 draws when we was behind the 8 ball in both Test matches, I thought we showed a lot of character, a lot of spirit and a lot of fight to get them 2 draws as we did. Michael Vaughan's 100 in the second Test match was a monumental effort, and it's credit to him and the rest of the lads.
That'll do it. Michael Vaughan, his 10th Test match 100 for England. Only 22 Englishmen in the history of the game have scored 10 centuries. He's got into double figures in the century market in double quick time. Michael Vaughan, what an example from the England captain.
My personal form, I still thought I was playing all right, which is a sad thing. I've seen a lot of Murray. I've played against him a couple of times. I've played with him here a lot, and I batted against him in the nets. And I played him. I wouldn't say I played him with no problems, because I have. But then when we was pitched up in Sri Lanka, he was a different bowler. He had this ball which goes the other way. He had one that went straight, but this actual one now spins, and there's no real difference in action from his normal one.
That's a great catch, and Murali has struck.
So when you're batting against someone you don't know which way it's spinning, it's quite hard work.
Could be missing leg stump given out. Darrell Harper reckless, that would have gone on to hit the stumps. Sharp turn for Murali. Gone. He's gone.
He's gone this time.
He's a phenomenal bowler. He's got 480 Test wickets. I got out to him 4 times on that tour. But the worst thing is he's such a lovely lad. I get on with him so well. I was having dinner with him every night and seeing a lot of him. But he's just a phenomenal bowler, and the world's best, maybe the best ever.
Well, just enjoys bowling, especially against Andrew Flintoff. See, there's that sparkle in the eye every time he sees Flintoff on strike.
Going into the third one, the pressure was on them to try and beat us. And we won the toss, which we thought was crucial. We lost them in the previous 2, but stuck in. We put a high price on the toss, and we got 265, which was massively under par. I managed to score a few. I got 77. I was pleased with the way I played, to be honest, because I'd struggled in the previous 2 Test matches, mostly with one bloke. But I thought I'd found a method of more or less taking him out of the game. Not from the respect where I'm going to dominate him, I'm going to score off him, because he's too good for that. You can't dominate Murali unless you're a far better player than myself. So I just decided I'm going to kick him, and I'm going to be ultra positive down the other end. What I'm not scoring off Murali, I'm going to try and make up off the seamers or the other spinners.
Nice.
He certainly.
Good footwork this time, and he's beaten Tilakaratne and found the boundary at extra cover.
Well, he's gone for it. He's got away with it. He's gone for 6. It was a good shot.
Beautiful straight drive from Andrew Flintoff. It's a good job that Alim Dar is a very fit young umpire. Pulled away this time by Flintoff. It's another massive hit. The 50 comes up in majestic style from Flintoff. His second 6. First time he's reached a half-century in this part of the world. Well, there's no stopping that either.
And the plan worked for a time, until I got out in quite a soft way, which was disappointing.
He did carry back. I don't think he picked it, Andrew Flintoff. And that was caught. Good catch. Got his fingers right under it.
We were thinking, I can't. We've stuck in for 2 Test matches here. Maybe we can nick it like they did 2 years ago, but the last time they went. But it wasn't to be in the end. We got hammered.
Bowling, gone. that typical Murli dismissal. Driving against the spin was James Kirtley. And I think only fitting that the match winner picks up the last wicket. So here it is, Sri Lanka have won this last final test match in this 3 test match series. And as a result, they've won the test series against England the first time they've done it.
Now we're going to take a look back at a few of my favourite moments and one I'm not too sure about. Karachi 2000, one of the games I've got very fond memories of. It's probably my first major contribution to an England side, whether it was test or one-day cricket, or actually in winning a game of cricket. They batted first, Inzamam got some, and then down the bottom end, Abdur Razak, he got 70 or so off not very many balls.
Well, he's got hold of it, straight down the ground, relatively short boundaries here at Karachi, and the ball boy, well, he's taken a gem of the catch. Oh, it's nearly taken off the umpire's head. Well, he is powerful, Razak. The umpire sees the funny side of it. He remembers he's got a signal 4. And Craig White, well, he doesn't see the funny side of it. It was right in the slot. Tremendous blow. That is all the way. That's the biggest so far of the day. And up go the arms. Through the covers. Well, you won't see many better half-centuries than that. Abdur Razak, 21 years of age, 29 deliveries, 3 4s, 2 6s, and look at that strike rate, 175.
He was hitting these Yorkers Goffey was bowling, and Goffey didn't know what to do, none of us did.
And that's flat, that might go all the way, it has, over Solanki at long on, another 6. Well, what can you do as a captain?
And then to get over 300, I suppose in some ways when you're chasing a score like that, nobody really expects you to get it, so you can just go out and play. We went out to bat, I can't remember what was on as a team. I'm not sure we thought we could win, because I'd played a little bit before, but not really done anything.
Andy Flintoff off the mark.
And I was in with Graham Thorpe. And I've enjoyed batting with Graham. That was the first time we probably batted together and put runs on together. Because it's almost batting with Neil Ferber at Lancashire, who's got a great knowledge of the game, but very different players, and I think we complemented each other quite well.
Oh, fetch that. Great shot. Tremendous batting. Not all that short from Razak. And that just shows you the strength of this man. It's a slower ball. It's above waist height. It'll be called a no ball. And it's gone for 6. Excellent batting from Flintoff. Well played, Andrew Flintoff. That's his 50. Not much applause from the crowd. In fact, stunned silence around Karachi. They can hardly believe it. That's 50 for Thorpe. And the Surrey left-hander showing his class.
Has he middled it? He has. 3 to win. And it's one little flirt outside off stump too many. And Flintoff, he's a little bit disappointed with himself. He's disgusted with himself, in fact. But he's played a really fine innings. Maybe he's come of age today for England. And that's it. England have won. England have really conquered the Karachi cauldron here, and they are well entitled to be very, very proud of themselves. That's a tremendous effort.
Won a car at the end of it. Lovely. I think it was some Hyundai or Suzuki. It was like a shopping trolley. I got in and my knees were resting on the steering wheel, but I've never seen that car since. Last game of 6 in Bombay. Again, we needed to win this one. It was down 3-2. All we could do was draw, so we needed to win this match. Marcus was playing fantastic. He got 95, hitting the ball nicely. And after he got out, it all went a bit downhill from there. We started struggling a little bit on a flat wicket, a rapid outfield, and quite small boundaries, to be honest. So when I went in, I had to get my head down and knuckle down for a while. I got away with one, actually. I got a little inside edge on one at short leg and got away with it. But with the way I was playing, there was not a chance I was going to walk or the match situation.
This is the last ball of the previous over, big appeal, and you know why the appeal was a big one.
So I got away with that, and then managed to get 40, just scratching around ones and twos, the odd boundary.
It's gone over the top, and he's a big man with powerful shoulders and a heavy bat, and England have notched up 200.
And then when we came to bowl Tendulkar's home ground, he played a shot off Andrew Caddick, and I was amazed. He just dropped slightly short and he just dunked him into the stand.
That's full away. He's got a hold of it. And it's gone all the way for 6. What a shot that was.
The Sachin and Sehwag show rolls on.
And then Ganguly put him in the stand.
He's given the charge. And the ball is sailing into the sands. It's a tremendous hit.
Well, Andy Caddick's still on and still disappearing.
Varney dropped a catch in the crucial stages, and I was all thinking, that's it, it's over.
Would you believe it? It's again Michael Vaughan who dropped a dolly in the last match, where the ball went through him, touched nothing.
And then that last over.
Flintoff, first ball of the over. And he's hit it well, would you believe it? Just for a moment I thought that was travelling between the two fielders for a boundary, but big man got behind it. Couple of runs to Kumble. They look for 2, Kumble. Not sure Badani is too keen. They'll stick to 1.
It's there to be won. Who wants it most?
Absolutely right. Who wants it more desperately? That's going to be the test here. Kumble is very quick off the blocks. He's gone for the second. Badani's made it. Good running. It's really tough for everyone out there. Hemang Badani on strike. He's missed it completely, and there's going to be a run out. I think he's well short of the crease. My first reaction when I saw that one. Bowled him! It's all over for India. Flintoff takes his shirt off.
I didn't know what to do because everything had hinged on this last over. We drew the series. It could have gone either way in the last over, and it was almost like a massive relief. And the first thing I could do was take my shirt off, and I had the whitest body you could ever wish to see, and it's not the prettiest neither. And so why I did that, I don't know, and I got ribbed for it. But it was just a fantastic feeling in front of all those people in India, and the crowd over there were fantastic, 70,000. We walked around after them and gave the crowd a clap and a wave, and they were fantastic. I think they were just pleased that they saw it was a great game of cricket. It was a spectacle. First test in New Zealand at Christchurch. I went into bat, I got none. LBW Nathan Astle. I can't remember the dismissal, but I'm sure I'll be showing it. Building up to that test match, I was in no form whatsoever. We've just come from India, where I scored 25 runs in 3 test matches. Not feeling the best about my batting. I was working hard on it, but nothing seemed to be going my way. Didn't expect what was going to happen in the second innings. We bowled them out quite cheaply, I think around about 140. I went out to bat when it was 106 for 5 with Graham Thorpe again, who we tend to do all right when we're at the crease together. I think the lad who got me in a little bit was Butler. He just kept bowling short, and it was like short sideways boundaries, so I was getting the square cut away. I think it was about 70 or 80. I was getting a bit carried away playing a few shots. And Thorpe just came down the wicket and he says, look, you remember what you felt like in India? He said, well, look at you now. You don't want to give this away. You've got a great chance to get 100. We need to still get some more runs for the team. He says, so just toe it in a little bit. And I got my head down a little bit and managed to get the 100.
Up it goes, and that's it. Andrew Flintoff gets his first Test match 100 in unorthodox style. Perhaps that's apt.
Getting in there was quite strange. You take your hat off and you acknowledge the crowd. And I remember coming off at tea time when I was not out, and Warren Hegg, he was on the trip. And I said, just got a test on this sort of thing. I couldn't believe it, especially what happened in India. I wasn't sure if I was going to be playing, never mind making a decent contribution to the side, and it did take a while to sink in.
Well, he's gone after that in a big, big way.
Graham, he kicked on. He got 200, which was a fantastic knock, and it was much needed at the time, which was quite pleasing for me as well, because we needed these runs. It was nice that I could help out in some way.
It's going to be 6 more. Could get 12 for that.
5:50 to win, you think, well, we got this one wrapped up, and the way it started, it looked like it was going to be over quite quickly. Then all of a sudden, Nathan Astle went berserk.
Off goes Astle again. Pulled away again. That's another boundary. That's another huge blow.
New balls, please.
That'll do it. The crowd are on their feet again. Yesterday it was Thorpe. Today it's Nathan Astle.
He got his 200, the fastest double 100 ever, I think it was. And he played some shots you'll never see in your life. Unlike most kids growing up, all I ever wanted to do was be a cricketer. And I'm very proud that I played for England, and I've enjoyed every minute of doing it. And I hope you enjoy sharing my moments with me.